everyone. Welcome. So glad you can make it. Let's jump right into it, shall we? Which card do you identify with? Which tarot card are you? Which one are you feeling drawn to? Admittedly, the concept of this video works best if you have no knowledge of the tarot, but if you are learning the tarot or are completely familiar with the tarot, you can still give it a try. It's just perhaps not going to be as surprising what I'm going to have to say about your personality based on which card you picked. But there's going to be a special message from the tarot for you anyway, so I think it's still interesting to see what's going to come up for you, even if you're a tarot expert. So, which card do you identify with? Let me show you the cards up close. This one is called the Six of Wands. So I'm just showing it to you so you can see what's on the card and make your decision based on which card's imagery draws you in the most. This one is called the High Priestess. And the last one is called the Seven of Pentacles. All right, so if you have made your choice, if you had decided which card seems most attractive or interesting to you, which card do you feel like it could represent you, then I'm going to give you a brief description of your personality based on which card you picked, and also a one-card reading. So one card for each card, for each character. All right. So let's get started with the first one. If you picked the first card, the Six of Wands, then you are someone who is very much interested in being acknowledged by others. Your main interest in life currently, because we always change, so this is not this is not forever, but based on the choice you made now, this is your personality now. So you are very, very much interested in other people's reactions and opinions of you. You have a lot of confidence, or at least you're pretty sure that you have something special going on, that the world needs to see, and you really crave the attention, even if you have a hard time admitting that to yourself sometimes. You're interested in presenting and showing yourself to the world and to other people. So there's this desire to be celebrated, to be recognized for your acknowledgments, for your skills, for the positive things that you're doing. Now, one of the advantages of having this type of personality is that you have a lot of motivation, a lot of drive to make things happen. The more negative sides are that if somebody has a negative opinion of you, then that can influence you very negatively. So it can be very crushing when people form negative opinions about you. So let's see what the tarot would like to tell you, what sort of guidance it has for you now. And we have the 7 of Cups for you as guidance. Now, the 7 of Cups, we have Wands, so that's fire. You have a fiery personality. And the guidance card is Cups, the 7 of Cups. Cups represent water. So the 7 of Cups is telling me that you are being entrapped by certain illusions and dreams that you have created. So you're basically self-sabotaging a little bit with some of the goals or some of the dreams that you have set for yourself. Not because they are not necessarily attainable, but because you're in the real world, in the actual reality, you're not doing everything that you can to achieve those goals. So there's an element of self-deception here, which you need to be aware of. So if you would like to stay on the path of self-fulfillment, which for you at this stage of your life is a sense of having a sense of accomplishment, of creating things that you can be proud of and that other people can look up to, then the self-deception needs to stop. So it's time for you to destroy some of the air castles that you have perhaps built lately and have a good hard look at your situation and reevaluate it. Good luck. Now, if you picked the second card, which is the High Priestess, you are someone who is profoundly interested in their own subconscious mind, and you are interested in your spiritual development. And this is obviously at this stage of your life, so this is not necessarily what you have always been like or what you always will be, but this is who you are now based on the choice that you've made, the card that you picked. So you're interested in your own personal spiritual development, and you're very much focused within. So you're analyzing yourself, you're observing yourself, what's happening within you, and who you are, who you're becoming. You're paying very close attention to your internal processes. The High Priestess, however, is not a very active card. So one of the negative attributes this personality type would have is that there's not a lot of action. On the level of pragmatic reality, there's not a lot of things changing. So you're doing a lot of observing and a lot of analyzing, but not many actions are being taken by you. One of the more positive things with this card and this personality type or structure is that you are very empathetic, very intuitive, and ready to face certain truths that are perhaps unpleasant in your own way. There's a quirkiness, an eccentricity to the High Priestess that makes it stand out. So probably in your everyday life, you're also a person who stands out from others. Let's see what the tarot would like to tell you this time. What's the guidance that you need to listen to? And we have the Knight of Cups for you as guidance. Now, the Knight of Cups, cups representing water, emotions, and the Knight representing a less than mature personality that on the one hand has not a lot of experience, but on the other hand has a lot of drive to make things happen. So this card, I believe, is a warning. So as I explained in the beginning, the High Priestess is not the most active card. So there's not a lot of action that you're ready to take at this point. But with the Knight of Cups, it seems like there's a reactivity within you in emotional matters. So whenever something quote unquote triggers you emotionally, there's this huge release of energy, and you tend to act without thinking things through necessarily. So the Knight of Cups, although it can be a sign of becoming emotionally more open, which is a good thing, it's also a slight warning to keep your emotions in check and perhaps to refer back to your High Priestessy nature of just observing and not engaging. Good luck to you. If you have picked the third card, which is the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles as a personality is someone who is extremely cautious with their actions, someone who is perhaps a little bit passive and is losing faith in the effectiveness of their actions. As you can see in this card, this person is standing here in front of this bush of pentacles. The plant has already been planted, and all he's doing now is he's observing the pentacles growing, and he's hoping that there's going to be a reward eventually, but he feels like there's nothing he can do right now to influence the world around him in any way. So it's important for me to emphasize that the fact that you picked this card does not say anything about you as a person in general. It's more about where you are at right now, because our personality and our energy is continually changing. So this isn't who you're going to be continually throughout your entire life, obviously. And most importantly, it's up to you who you want to be. But right now you have this hesitant energy within you. It feels like you're feeling unable to take things into your own hands. Feels like you're at the mercy of your circumstances, and you are kind of becoming numb. So there's a numbness within you right now that, let's see what the tarot would like to tell you about that. And we have the 5 of Wands for you as your guidance card from the tarot. So the 5 of Wands representing fire, so a heightened passionate energy, as opposed to the 7 of Pentacles. The 5 of Wands is suggesting to me that in order to get out of your numbness, your frozen states, you need to confront someone else, perhaps more than one person in your life, that you're resenting. There's resentment here, which I didn't notice at first, but there's this pessimism, this resentment, these feelings of having been wronged in some way, and feeling like you're powerless against it. So taking it back your power is only possible if you bring these conflicts up to the surface, if you openly confront whoever you feel like has wronged you and try to somehow resolve the conflict. It doesn't necessarily have to happen in a professionally, healthy way. And what I mean by that is, don't worry about the details. Just take the first step and see what happens, see how it unfolds. Obviously, do not allow yourself or other people to be physically harmed in this, but do not be overly cautious about how it's going to play out, whether you're going to hurt anybody's feelings, because that should not be a concern of yours right now. What's more important, that this hurt feeling that is within you is talked about. So you need to bring it out in the open, and if possible, discuss it in a civilized way. If not, just focus on yourself and try to express whatever is putting pressure on you inside, because it has to come out. Good luck to you. Thank you everyone for watching this reading, and I hope to see you in my next video.